chord. But physically, we're playing from 6 down for E minor. We're playing from 5 down for A add 2. And we're playing from 4 down for D major 9th. Now, we're going to try to do that, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the video now. So try the E minor first, go through the process. Remember the process.
Always start with the fingers out.
Always start with the fingers out. You got to train yourself. It's tactile memory, so you're going to be remembering how to touch this thing, you know.
Your wrist is nice and
Point
straight.
your first, that's good, and you point your first finger out. Yeah, and you're going to brush across like you're petting really lightly, not really slamming. There we go. That's
nice.
Beautiful. That sounds really good.
Very nice.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Very nice.
And you know, a good thing to do is just strum it like 4 times. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and try to keep the beat the same. So go ahead and try it. Wherever it feels good.
You might want to fix your fingers first, honey.
Yeah. Always adjust your left hand first. Make sure you get your hand, because you're training your hand for a grip. Okay?
So just four chords? Or not
6 down is what you want to be thinking. 6 string down. All the way across. Just go to the string all the way across. There we go. That's good. And do it 4 times. That's twice. 3 times. 4 times. That's good. Now let's move to the next shape. The next chord.
right here.
So these 2 fingers want to move over here. Point.
Wait.
There we go. And get your thumb to go to 5 and strum 5 down. That's it. You got it. That sounds great. It's got that light.
Again, remember?
Do it 4 times, all the way across. 3 and 4 times. Great.
That was very
That
nice.
sounds really nice. Okay, now let's go to the next adjacent strings, the next 2 strings across there. Point again. Make sure your thumb goes to 4. Strum from 4 down. That sounds really nice too. That's good. And when you're doing this, you know, I'm going to tell you something. You're doing a lot of things at one time, but the most important thing that you do is listen, because that's what music's about. It's about listening, okay? About listening, hearing, you know, playing. So when you play something, you want to listen carefully to what it sounds like. When you go back and you hear the video, because I'm sure she'll be able to hear it, right? You're going to notice that when things sound right and when they sound, you know, kind of funny. And you'll notice, the one thing you'll notice is when I play it, you'll notice it's got a lot of presence. You know, when you play it, it's going to be real soft. You're going to have the same presence that I have eventually when you practice and your fingers get stronger, because you're going to notice as every time you take your lessons, you're going to learn something new about listening and how you play. You know, it's going to make you better. Get it?
Yep.
So if it doesn't sound exactly the same, don't worry about it. You know, just do it the best you can.
And you definitely, when you were doing the 5th and the 4th, yeah, those ones sounded real good. It almost sounded like you really need to toughen up those fingers for the going all the way down. You know what I mean?
Well,
it almost
for the 4th, it sounded like I needed to push harder down when I was doing the ones that my fingers were on. The strings.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really making a noise.
It feels, the strings feel different. Look, one's bigger than the other, you see?
Yeah,
So they're going to feel different to your thumb, and you're going to get a feeling for that too. It's all about remembering feeling, you know, and how it feels, you know. When
My
you play.
fingers last week practicing got really sore.
Well, you have to
Last
keep
week.
you have to keep doing what I showed you every time you practice. You don't just stop doing that other thing. You have to do everything that I show you. You're going to add stuff on to what I show you, you know, and it's going to become a routine. You'll get into a habit of it, and you'll get really good if you get into a habit of it. But the main thing is, like anything else, you want to make it a habit. Okay, so you have to be consistent. Okay, that's important. Okay, so now we're going to try the next chord. Okay,
so
we're probably not going to finish. This is just going to be kind of an idea of what we're going to do next time. I think I'm going to do a video. Let me do a video for your aunt here.
here.
Yeah, that's it. You got that. So the next chord is going to do this. Now, when we did the first chord, we put these two fingers together. When we do the next chord, we're going to take these two fingers, our pinky and our third finger, so finger 4 and 3, and we're going to lay those down like this, right here. So this is
That's
1,
weird.
2, 3.
That's weird.
I'm going to put this one down and this one down. So watch how I grab it. They're going to go down like that. And you see when I grabbed it, I kind of went like this, like almost like I'm holding a glass of water or grabbing for a glass of water. And my hand kind of comes into the neck like that. My thumb is across the neck, perpendicular to the neck. So watch me do it again. And I'm kind of pointing, you see? Why we needed a point. We need to get that pointing thing. Because that finger will stop your right there, you know, so that you can feel where that hand's going to go down.
Right.
Then I'm going to curl these two fingers like this.
Okay.
And they're going to go down together like that. And that's going to make the G
gonna
chord.
be
So
weird.
watch me do it again. I'm going to go slow motion. And strum from 6 down again.
Okay, that sounds
Then
really
I'm going to
pretty.
take the next two fingers, these two here, and I'm going to move them down to the next two strings. So you can try this at home if you want. Okay? And then I get another chord out of it, and then I'm going
That
to...
definitely sounds
And
pretty.
yeah, and then I'm going to do it again. Listen, this one's going to sound neat too. It's kind of jazzy sounding. Sounds like a Beatles chord. And then I'm going to move it back, and then move it back again. So now I've got 6 chords out of just 2 chord shapes, just by moving 2 fingers. So watch. I got an E minor, an A add 2, D major 9th, then I've got my G chord shape, and then I've got C add 9, that's the name of this chord, where I go 5 down. And then when I move them down again, the 2 first and second fingers, and I go 4 down, that's an F6 9th, okay? So we've got a G chord, a C chord, an F chord, an E minor